Okay, so the first thing what I'm going to show you today is photo manipulation, creating the cracked head image in Photoshop. So first, once you go to the resources in the hub, just go to photo manipulation tool, broken head, open that up, and then I want you to click and download both images. Once you have those images downloaded, you'll open up Photoshop. What you're going to do is go to open, find the images, one of the image, find the Vin head image. Excuse me. Find the Vin head image, open that image. Get it open. Okay, I got the image open. So first what I want to do is I want to create a another background layer, a different type of layer here, a solid color um, layer. And I'm going to do this the fast way. So once you go right here to this create new fill or adjustment layer, click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to a solid color, right? We want to change that color to white. So you're going to click and drag. Change that to white. Hit OK. And now we want to do, we want to right click on this layer, bring up this menu when you right click and rasterize the layer, right? Also, if your layers panel on this side doesn't look like this, you probably have to click layers. It should be at the bottom. Just click on the layers. So I'm going to move this. We're actually going to move this above. Hold on, it won't work. We need this layer. Well, first off, double click to make this layer 0. You'll double click on the lock. If you didn't see what I did, let me show you. If I double click on the lock, it makes it layer 0. You may have a pop-up screen that comes up. You just hit OK. So now I have this layer 0. I want to move this layer below it. Boom. And let's go ahead and click the eyeball here. Cut that layer off. So we just have this head here. So go to layer 0. And what I want you to do is on your tool panel here, if you hover over this, you will see quick selection tool, right? What you want to do is click, hold down the magic wand tool. And what you want to do here, just click anywhere on the white. And you have a selection around his whole head, right? So all the white is selected around his head. And now I want you to hit your backspace or delete button on your keyboard to delete that white area. Next, what you want to do is go to select and deselect, and you just, now it's just back to normal. So your image should look like this. It should be Vin Diesel's head with nothing around it, no white background or anything. So now what I want you to do is file, open, and let's open up that broken pot. Got that broken pot open here. So next, let's check this out. So I want you to click, hold, and drag this while you're holding it down to the Vin head layer. Don't let go. Don't let go until it's right over Vin Diesel. So you see that? Let's do that one more time so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I go on the pot layer and I click down, holding it down, and I'm dragging it to the Vin head layer. And I don't let go until it's over his head. Now I'll let go. Now what I want you to do on your keyboard, I want you guys to hit Control T on your keyboard. Control T. It'll bring up this box around this image. Now, if you don't see this box, your image may be it may be too big. So I want you to hit Control, and on your keyboard you see the plus and minus sign at the top by your numbers. Hit the minus sign, and you can kind of resize this image. Control plus to zoom in, Control minus to zoom out. So we'll zoom out to about right here, right? So I want to kind of resize this. Move him around. Let's resize him. Resize him. Make sure you have everything inside this here. So I'm kind of resize a little bit smaller right here. Once I have it where I want it, I just hit enter on the keyboard and lock that in place. Now, just making sure I'm still on layer 1. What I want to do is at this very top up here, you see select subject. I want to click that. And what Photoshop is going to do, it's going to select the pot, right? It's going to select the pot. So we got the pot selected. What you want to do now is go up to select and select the inverse. So now we have the background selected, and I want you to hit your backspace or delete on your keyboard to delete that background. And as you can see, we still got a little more left, right? So with your magic wand, if you're not on it, with your magic wand, and kind of you want to go zoom in a little bit. Remember I told you Control and plus is how you zoom in. And I want you to click that with your magic wand. With your magic wand, just click inside of this, and you can delete, right? Now we had that deleted. You want to go to select and deselect, and now you see everything is deleted. We still got a little bit here, but we'll get to that later. So now what I want you to do, while we're still on layer 1, is change your opacity right here in this the layer section. Change that to about 60, 65, right, around about 60. And now what I want you to do is hit Control T again on your keyboard to bring up this transform. And let's kind of get the pot even with the head. So kind of get it. We want everything like inside of Vin Diesel's head. Everything inside his head, just like this. So now that we got it where we want it, again, hit enter to lock that in place. Now what I want you to do is hover over this, and this is your eraser tool, right? Make sure we're on the eraser tool. See how mine is pretty big. You know, we can change the size right here, right? Change the size. So let's go about, that's pretty good, around 75. Now we want to change this hardness down, make this brush a little bit lighter. So let's change this hardness down to like 30. Once we got it where we want to have it, now we can start erasing. Oh, you know what? Take that back. Do Control Z to undo. Before we start to erase this, what we want to do is we want to take this layer 1 and we want to go down to right there. You see that? We want to take it right here to where the square and the black dot is, and let go and create this layer mask here. So you drag this down to here and create this layer mask. Once this layer mask is created, I want you to click on the pot in the layer so you can select the pot. Make sure you click this pot thumbnail here. Now let's go and let's get to erasing everything. We want to erase all the black. All the black. Do not erase this right here. Do not erase the crack. Just the black. The pot's body itself. Just the body. Erase all of this. All of that. Erasing all of this. You can already start to see it kind of looks like a broken head. So let's zoom in with Control plus sign so we can get some of this here, right? Get some of this. Make sure we get most of the black out of there, right? And we can kind of decrease our brush size a little bit more so we can kind of get inside these little areas here. See, getting most of that black out of there like this. Come around. And you know, if you make a mistake, you can always hit Control Z to undo what you just did. So hit Control Z and then undo it, whatever you just did. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. So once I have it where I want it, let's zoom back out, Control minus sign, right? So I got that pretty pretty much like I wanted. So let's go back up here. Let's change the opacity to 100%. Right, looks okay. So now what I want to do, go to the layer 0 where Vin Diesel's head is, layer 0. We're still on our eraser tool. Let's kind of go to about 80. Come around here, and now we're going to erase the parts of his head to make this really looks like a crack in his head. So get this off the side here. Oh, see I messed up right here? So what I'm going to do, Control Z, and just kind of get that little part here. Now you see it kind of looks like a crack in his head, right? So now what I want to do, now that I have everything like I want to have it, looks good and everything, let's go back to this color fill layer, cut it on. See that looks white. So now what we want to do is come over here to your paint bucket tool, or you may have it might be a gradient tool here, and we want to change it to gradient tool, right? I'm going to change it to gradient tool, and this second option up here at the top, I want you to click that, and I want you to click, hold it down, and drag all the way out here. Oh man, hold on, I messed up. So when I told you messed up, you hit Control Z to undo. So a reason I messed up because I'm supposed to click on the color fill layer. Click on the color fill layer, and now you want to click and drag, and see, there you have it. Vin Diesel.